Civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is the refusal to obey certain laws that are found to be unjust as a form of peaceful protest. The term was coined by Henry David Thoreau in his 1848 essay describing his refusal to pay taxes that would finance the Mexican-American War and enforce the Fugitive Slave Act. Although civil disobedience can seem like mere anarchy and rebellion, its true purpose is to seek justice within communities through nonviolent means. To show how this can be effective, we will use an example of a policy at school that we think can be improved with civil disobedience. Undoubtedly, phones are important to the sanctioning of society. They're used by families, businesses, and organizations, allowing for the effective exchange of ideas and messages. However, at the Academy, a certain policy states that students are not allowed to use their phones on campus until after 4 p.m. The prohibition of the use of cell phones prevents efficient communication between students and guardians, especially for after-school transportation, hinders the application of technology for scholarly purposes for those in academic sports, and even forbids students from taking photos of themselves during special events such as Days with Dress Down, Spirit Week, or Halloween. We are the students of the ALG AP English class, and we will be interviewing various teachers and students to get their thoughts on the rule regarding cell phone use only after office hours and on the use of civil disobedience.
How much do you rely on your cell phone during your everyday life?
I rely on my cell phone a lot for communication purposes and for schoolwork.
How important to you is your phone, and how often do you use it in your daily life?
I use it every day, but it's not that important.
I use it every day, but it's not that important either.
Wow. Do you believe that the use of cell phones only permitted after 4 p.m. is logical? Why or why not?
No, I do not, because I feel like it keeps students from accessing a huge resource.
Do you think it is more efficient to go to the main office than to use your personal cell phones after school when needing to contact rides?
No, I think it's just easier to use your phone after school. To be honest, there's nothing wrong with using your phone after school. What wrong can happen?
No. Thank you. I feel utilizing the main office instead of personal cell phones is more efficient.
No, because I feel like it messes up the flow of traffic in the office and it takes away time that students don't always have.
Thirdly, do you think civil disobedience would be effective in this situation, and do you think it's a viable solution to solve this problem?
I guess? Yes.
The use of civil disobedience be effective or ineffective with this situation?
I feel like it would be effective because it would show the admin how strongly we feel about this subject, and it would convince them to take a closer look at it.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Next, on to someone else.
How important is the use of your phone in your daily life?
It's important. I need it to be able to stay connected with my work and my family and friends. I'm not on it all day, but I do use it for what it's for, and it's important that way. It's convenient and important.
How often and how much do you rely on your cell phone for everyday activities?
It kind of depends on what I'm doing. So, for example, after school, when school is done, I'll look at my cell phone to check any emails and stuff, but if I'm grading papers, I don't really chat. So I try and use it productively.
How often do you rely on your cell phone in your daily life?
I use it very often. I actually use it to contact almost everybody that I need to contact. I have gone, though, through times of the day where I don't have my phone, and while I have a slight separation anxiety, I feel like I can still deal with it as long as other people around me have their phones.
Do you think it's more efficient to go to the main office and contact your ride or to use your personal cell phone after school?
I don't see any issue if it's going to be after school. And like for example, what if 10 girls need to call their parents and there's only one phone? It would make more sense just to take out their personal phones and send their parents a text message or a phone call. It's not really hurting anyone. They're not in class. So I don't see why not. It wouldn't hurt.
Do you think it's more efficient for students to use their phones after school rather than go to the main office? Why or why not?
I believe that if the purpose is to contact their parents or their rides, then definitely using their personal devices would be more efficient than going to the main office.
Do you think the use of civil disobedience in this situation would be very effective?
Yes. It also, as Principal Meeks stated to us earlier, it does not hurt to draft a proposal to admin requesting that phone use start at least 3:15. And even though you think that you might get turned down, it doesn't hurt to try.
Do you think civil disobedience is a viable solution to solving this problem?
It really depends on the problem. But you know, we still need to respect the policies of the schools at the same time. So just be considerate if you want to use your phone and there is a teacher nearby, always ask for permission. We still want to emphasize that using the rules are still very much important. But like I said, if it's an emergency and you need to contact the family member, I mean, use your best judgment.
Do you think using civil disobedience would be effective in this situation?
What do you mean by civil disobedience?
For example, you know, in protest of the rules, students could use their phones anyways, but in a respectable manner still.
I feel that if students are in a situation that requires them to do it, then it's fine, meaning it's an emergency and they need to contact their parents and they can't wait, then yes, then I think it should be fine for them to use. But I think that students shouldn't reach to it as the first result if they haven't exhausted all other options.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. T-Flow out.
Civil disobedience would be useful in this case as it would relay the message that change would bring many benefits and strengthen the relationship between the school and its students. Doing actions such as using their phones in opposition to the policy, students can be disobedient but courteous at the same time. They are voicing out their opinions but still acknowledging the school's authority by not being violent or completely disrespectful. Through these means, students are able to show how the phones are used after school to coordinate pickup times and other scheduling matters, to manage schoolwork, and capture good memories, not to do anything detrimental or disruptive to the school. We do not encourage civil disobedience to degrade or disrespect groups, but to bring people together. Because of this, we think that civil disobedience would be effective in these situations as well as others.